All right, I want to welcome everybody to the family tree. Put your hands together, family. Hey, 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 hey. What's up?
Dr.
What's up?
Eloise is in the house. All right
Hopefully
now.
everybody's doing well. This
Hey,
is
big
the
girl. Hey,
family
Dr.
tree.
Paul.
All
Hey,
right.
hey, what's up, Dr. Eloise? How are you? All right,
Fine.
everybody.
I'm
Looks like
doing
you're
great.
in. Okay, good, good. I want to thank everybody for waiting. We had a little technical issues here, but we got up and rolling. We good to go. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
thank
yeah.
and Big B. Let me just go in here. I'm going to bring this music down.
Yeah, buddy.
Don't
All
stop
right.
it.
Hey, 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 hey.
Don't stop it.
Y'all jamming to the music a little bit.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
stop it. Don't stop it.
Dr. Small thing, I'll pull the music down and give us the screen so we see everybody, and that thing will be fine. That thing will be
Don't
fine.
All
stop
right,
it.
all right, all right, all right, all
Don't
right. Let me
stop
do
it.
that. And we're going to come bring the screen down so everybody can see
And
everybody.
Mark is on his head, Dr. P. Where he at? Look at
Oh,
Where's
look.
Mark?
God.
Mark, you're upside down again, buddy.
Mark's
Upside down
upside
again.
down, man.
And on side wall. God. Y'all put me upside down.
And
I
then
don't know how to get upside up.
he's upside down for the family tree. How about that? I'll tell
That's
you.
all right.
All
There you
right, I
go, right
want to
there, Mark.
welcome everybody to the family tree. This is the place where we get our Wednesday checkup. You know, I
Yeah,
want to
buddy.
thank
Yeah,
everybody
buddy.
for joining us in, and again, thank you for waiting. We had a little technical problem, but we're up and running, so we're good to go. I want to say, if this is the first time you're joining us, you know, welcome to the tree. We say this is the place where we bring it all together. And make sure you go on mute. Please make sure you go on mute. If you are someone, please go on mute. All right. All right. All right. Let me make sure we go on mute. I can still hear somebody's.
Some folk can't find it. What can I
I'll
say?
say that's all right. We got it. All right. As we go on mute here, this is the place where we call the place where you can get your holistic health checkup. And we call it the family tree because we gather around the tree. This is the place where we say all that we used to do from ancient times happened around the tree.
Yeah,
That was the
buddy.
big time, Big B. We
Yeah,
said that
man.
was the prayer time. You know,
Yeah,
anything
man.
going on, we just what? We made it happen around the tree, whether it was networking, socializing, talking about problems, solutions, and most importantly, prayer. So we call it the ancient laurel trees because we get around the tree and we ask questions because that's your real social
Social
security. You
security.
got to
There we
say it
go. That's
slow,
right.
y'all.
That's right. That's right.
Social security. That means it's not a check, it's your family. So with the family being in the place, we say you want to join the conversation, ask any question, anything on your heart and mind. Go down to your menu bar right down there. Big B, you see the menu bar down
Yeah,
there?
man. I got it, buddy.
And click on down there with reaction
Bam.
bar with the heart, and you can raise your hand like Big B up there, and you can ask the question, put in queue. And with that, we'll try to get to you. If you're someone that says, well, hey, you know what? I just want to put a question in the chat. I don't want to come on screen. Maybe you want to ask a question. Hey, you can put it in the chat box. And Prophetess over there, I see you,
Fingers
Prophetess.
is in the house. In the
Prophetess,
house, buddy.
AKA Fingers. That's right. She put it down. She'll put it down. You know what? Before you ask your question, you may want to throw it in there. Guess what? She probably got the answer for you
I
already
know
in
that's
there.
right. I know
All
that's
right.
right.
So if you're someone that may have called also by phone and you missed the prompt where it tells you how to log in, no worries. Just let us know you're calling by phone and we'll try to get you in. All right. So we're going to get started. We're a little behind, but hey, we're going to move forward. We always start off with, of course, giving our host with the most, Big B, Bill,
Whoop, whoop,
1L
whoop,
Morgan
whoop. Whoop,
ahead.
whoop, whoop, whoop,
Big
One love, one
B.
Yo,
love.
buddy, yo,
How you doing,
man.
buddy? How you
Hey,
doing over
brother.
there?
I look, man, I'm doing good. 70 degrees over here in Jersey
No,
today,
you
brother.
not. No,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
not.
man.
No, you didn't.
Look, when I said I didn't got my tan rolling, buddy.
Yeah, you got your tan. Got a nerve to have a little
I felt it.
suntan
Hey,
on you.
you see that
I
shine?
felt it.
I walked out and said, "Thank you, Daddy. You got the nerve to wake me
I
up.
felt
Got the
it.
nerve to do what you want me to do. What can I tell you?"
All
I
right, Big
felt
B,
it
tell
and
us what's
smelt
going
it.
on, man. We got some news, man. We got a lot of news going on, a lot of
Okay.
things happening in the world. What about it, buddy?
Well, let me just start off with our CDC rundown of everything for early indicators. Our test positivity guys rate right now for all of our what we call them our what do we call these things, man? All this stuff, not COVID and all the
Yep.
vaccines and all kind of crazy things.
Yep.
As of what we're looking at 3.8% as of last week and rolling into this week. That's for test positive. And for emergency visits, Dr. P, we're looking at right now 0.7%. So it's telling everything is looking like it's going down just a half for whatever reason, right? And for hospitalization, our rate for per 100,000 population, we're at 2.3%. So it's also tailing down a bit. And our death, Dr. P, is also going down. So, we're looking at 1.0% for deaths for the United States. So, Dr. P, look, man, I got no complaints at all, brother. You know what?
That's good. That's good.
Yes,
See, we're
yes.
changing the numbers, and the numbers, we're changing seasons, so it is a good thing. So 5:01 in the morning coming up tomorrow is going to be what? Beginning of springtime. But yet, the weather has not officially changed. So make sure family still wrap up. Make sure you're tightening up with your herbal things. If you're doing a cleanse, stay on your cleanses because this makes a difference. Because this is the time when people can still catch that pneumonia. So we want to be on top of that. All right. Yes, there are also some latest news. I do want to give you information on the latest news that was released by the UN. Bird flu's current spread is unprecedented, says the UN agency warns. Yep, we got to watch and keep our eye on this one. The ongoing spread of the highly pathogenic bird flu worldwide is reaching an unprecedented scale. The United Nations agency warned this week. Spreading in a conference in Rome, key members of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations met to discuss the global outbreak of the avian influenza. They warned that the virus's ability to spread to other mammals means countries need to act fast to strengthen biosecurity and improve surveillance. Now, the world currently faces an unprecedented global pathogenic avian flu influenza. The virus has changed, and once again, we need efforts to control it, said the FOA's director and cabinet, Gottfried Madwinski. So we got to stay on top of this, family. This thing is not going nowhere. So the weather's changing, which is in our favor, but we say stay on top of it. We say jaws and paws, right?
I know that's right, buddy. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Clean. All right, stay on top of it. All right, we're going to start off now. We're going to go into our first, we say, testimonies for today. Every week we do testimonies because Big B, I love testimonies.
Woo, I know that's right, man.
I love testimonies because testimonies go a long way because somebody's either going in a storm, or coming out of a storm. No matter the situation, we want to give you the honor, the opportunity to give your testimony. Anything on your heart that's changed, anything that changed on, we need to give you your props because guess what? Every great journey starts with a step. So without a doubt, we're gonna shout it out. We give you thanks for what you're doing. Yes, I sound like I got one already, Big B. Already.
He's so happy. I can't stand it.
The boy about to jump out of his Zoom box. He about to jump out of his Zoom box.
I don't lie.
Let me just introduce Mark Kinsey. Come on, Mark. Come on, start it off.
And he's right side up.
How about that for a change?
Grand rising, everyone. First, giving honors, God, for giving me the strength for the past 15 years to get this thing called Walk Correctly. I went through some stuff, and I told y'all when I go through stuff, I take it out on my body to get better. And I've been doing this here for 15 years, beat myself up because setbacks, people say stuff to me. I was confined to the bed. People thought I was going to just crumble. I had one of the family members died from MS. And I'm like, whoa. I told myself, and God told myself, I'm not dying from no MS. I'm going to defeat it. And I'm dead serious about this. I kept telling everybody way back in the day, I will be walking. I don't know when, but it's now. It finally came to pass. And when I went to AFC Aquahab, my trainer, Carlos, told me 2 exercises, what to do. And it was my hamstrings. And I worked them very hard. And I got finished. It was stiff. So I walked around inside AFC Aquahab, and I told my partner that was there, to film me, see how well I do. I did the first run. Got halfway, then my leg went stupid. It stopped on me. And I was pissed off. I was freaking angry because I worked so hard to get this. So I'm like, I got to go home. something hit me in the top of my head. Say, you ain't going home. Do this again. And I'm saying, I'm tired. I can't do it again. So I went up there. I said,
Okay.
tape this here one more time. I went up there and did this walk. I'm like, oh, snap, crackle, pop, Rice, the freak Krispies. I said, I don't believe this. I finally did it. And God said, you know what? Do it again. Do it one more time. Just do it. See what happens. I did it again. It was better than that. Oh
Mm.
my God. Y'all cannot imagine what I done been through, and look at me now.
All right.
Okay.
All
Look
Okay,
right,
at
man.
Mark.
me
Now,
now.
Mark, I got a question for you so we can see it. Is that the last post that you put on your page? Is that the
Yeah,
last post?
it's three of them. There's three of them that I put on that one page.
Okay, which
The
one is
one
the one we looking at? Which one?
it doesn't matter.
Okay, so it's the same one, right? Same one?
All three of them is different walks.
Okay, which one you want me to show here?
You can show
The
the one
last
that I
one?
did. Yeah, do the last one.
Okay, all right, here we go. I want to let everybody see it because Mark Kinsey said he wants to show everybody his walk. And we are following you, brother, and we are giving you all of the support that we have. So give me a second here. Let me know if everybody can see this. Can you see it?
Not, there we go.
See it?
Yes, sir. We
Yeah.
got it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
My struggles, perseverance, and adversity. I don't know how the hell I did this. Only thing I can say, only by the grace of God.
Tell me, what do you give when you're giving your all? And seems like you can't make it through. Well, you just stand.
All right. All right. All right.
There's nothing left.
Yes, sir. That's what's up.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Stand, watch the Lord see.
Yes, sir. That's
Look at
me.
you. Look
That's
at you.
me.
Done all you
That's me.
can.
I wish I could show the other one that I did, but it'll be good next time. The God has been in my life for a very long time.
Amen. Amen.
I
Amen.
had to run this again.
Amen. Let's give him a hand.
Yeah,
y'all.
man.
Let's
That's
give
all
him a
right,
hand.
Mark. Yeah, that's
Thank
what's
you.
up, Mark. That's what's up, buddy.
Congratulations.
I definitely appreciate the
Congratulations,
love.
Mark.
Great job. Great
Congratulations,
job.
Mark.
Congratulations,
It
Mark.
gets better.
Always,
Good
man.
job.
It gets better.
Mark
I'm
is
a
getting
hard
better.
working, diligent working son of a sea biscuit. And I
Well,
love every moment of it.
Mark, all I can say is let us pray.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes.
That's
Well,
all I
Mark,
need. Prayers.
Yeah,
yes,
man. That's
awesome.
great. That's great. All
Well,
right, Big
Mark,
Mark.
you know what,
Anybody
Mark?
else with a testimony? Anybody
Yep.
else?
Anybody else with a testimony?
And that turban time is very good on me too, Dr. Paul.
I
Appreciate the
told you to
love.
rub down, brother.
Yes,
Rub
sir.
down
Yes,
after it's
sir.
over. Yep.
Certainly.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Hi, this is Jared. Hope all is well.
Hey, Jerry. How you doing,
Hey,
man?
Jared, how you
So
doing?
good. So it's pretty much just some information for the family. It's the place is called it's called the Restaurant Store. It's a place up in Ben Salem.
Okay.
My sister told me she went in there and it was like probably 7 skids of Crystal Geyser water.
Mm.
So if you Google it, it's the restaurant. It's called the Restaurant Store. I know it's one is in Ben Salem or Bristol, and then it's one, and then it's a few of them, a couple of them in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's
it's a
one in Philly.
So I went there, and I was like, Lord, well, if I had a tractor trailer, I would have bought all 7 skids. But
You would have
it's
bought all 7 kids.
yeah. So it's a $60 membership fee, and then so it's probably about $4 a case with the $60 a year membership. So it still works out pretty cool. So that's just for the family if anybody's looking for
All
the
right.
Crystal Geyser water.
Yeah. Now, what size do they have the Crystal Geyser? Is that
So
the?
it's the I guess
Gallon.
the 16-ounce bottles.
Oh, they get the 16. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've been to the restaurant store and I saw them with the small ones, the 8s.
No,
But
no, no.
that's
Yeah,
good that they got the 16s. That's good.
yeah. I mean, I'm talking about skids and skids. So I was like,
Mm.
I went over there almost like 50 cases.
You went crazy over there, huh?
Yeah, I had to. But yeah, that's just for the family, just in case
All right.
anybody's looking for it, they can go out there and get it.
All right,
All
that's
right,
a
Appreciate
man.
good
that.
heads
Appreciate
up,
that.
y'all. That's a
All
good
right.
heads up. Thank you, Jared.
You're
Appreciate you,
welcome.
buddy. All right,
No
thank
doubt.
you.
All right.
All right. Anyone have a testimony? Anyone? We say anything could have been anything that happened, right, Big B?
Yes, sir. That's
Could
exactly
have
right,
been
Dr.
anything
Green.
this week. We give a shout out for everything that you go through because you know when when I sit down with folks and I call it the front line. You know, the front line sometimes is where people really are sort of letting it all out. You know, what is happening into them. Then we're working it out for you. You know, it's like a detective story. We're trying to figure out what's going on with you. And right
Sure.
then, that's when you need a testimony
Amen.
sometimes.
So very
Can I do
true,
one
Dr.
I'll
more
Green.
grab the
testimony?
testimony about the blood pressure and, you know, I'll reach out with some story and then you see the person's eyes light up, and that's what they needed right there. Got it? So that's why
Could
it's
I
so important to share this information. All right.
could I
Okay.
do one more
I
testimony?
have a
One more?
testimony.
Well, Mark, let me
Oh,
get somebody else.
yeah.
Okay. And we
Okay.
come back to
Okay.
you. Okay. All right. Who
Uh-huh.
is that? Somebody else?
That was me, Dr. Paul. I have a testimony from iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It said for the first time in a year, my blood pressure is down.
All
Since
right.
last week or so far today, their pressure is 120 over 70. Their
Thank
doctor
God.
was impressed and asked what were they doing. They told him about the dandelion root and the red onion tea.
All
The
right.
doctor is going to try the red onion tea.
All right now. All
Ah,
right.
that's what I'm talking about. Put Doc on it. Put
Amen.
Doc on it.
Oh my goodness.
You
Great.
remember it?
See,
See, how about
that's
that?
what's happening.
You know what? There's a time when you know you go in the office where we say the table turns. You
Yeah,
know,
buddy.
when you now become the teacher, because now wait a minute, what are you doing? Where's that? Where's my pen? What was that you said
Well,
again?
I know that's right, man.
I had one of my clients and patients came in and they said my numbers got so good that my doctor was totally baffled because I had never done numbers the way he saw it in 20 years. He made me go get my green drink. and bring it in. And he said he wrote down everything that was on his list of stuff that he was doing. He said, whatever you're doing is working. So that's what we say. Shout outs, you know, continue to keep up the good stuff. That's iPhone. Whoever this is on iPhone, did you get a name on that, Prophetess?
No, it just says iPhone,
Just
Dr.
say
K.
iPhone. Well, everybody come off the mute for iPhone, whoever that is. Congratulations. You know, congratulations.
Congrats.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Get up.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Yes. Keep up the great work. Keep up the good work. All right. Let's see. Anybody else
Anybody
before we
else?
go to
Yeah,
Quest Q&A? Mm-hmm.
I heard,
Yeah.
yeah, who was that?
that's Clarinda.
Hey,
Hey,
oh, okay,
Dr.
Clay.
Glenda, how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Uh-oh.
So
Uh-oh.
Ain't
talking
that much?
about turning the
Uh,
tables, I saw my new primary care provider Monday, which
mm,
was a nurse practitioner who we knew of each other over the years, but had never met. And
mhm,
now she's working at the clinic where I'm going to. So a testimony, I forgot about that when talking about her. Cholesterol's down, triglycerides are down. Because I cut back on some of the foods that I was eating, mostly carbs, because the guy I was seeing in December said, you know, you're not diabetic. He said, but if you could pull back on the carbs some, that will help bring your cholesterol and your triglycerides down. And it has over the
mhm,
last 3 months.
mhm,
So she and I talked quite a bit about, and she's very open about a lot of things. She even asked me, she said, well, have you ever heard of red yeast rice? I said, yeah, I just ran out. So I said, I need to reorder that and get back
Yes.
on it. And I said, so when I come back in 3 months, it'll be down even less. But just normal chit-chatting about things that we have gone through and things that she has dealt with in the medical field. And of
Mm,
course, because we're both about the same age, and she's been in it as long as I have, and we both agreed that corporate medicine has ruined medicine, makes
mm,
it just so horrible for patients. And I needed to talk to her because yesterday and today, dealing with patients and their problems was a day from Hades. Today. You know, I had
wow.
a lot of patients that were very educated, making changes in their lives, telling their doctors what they were not going to do
All right.
and
Mm,
doing things differently. I said, that's what you have to do. I said, you have to challenge people. I said, you
Yes.
can't sit back and wait for your doctor to tell you how it's going to be. Last time I checked, you pay for your insurance pays your doctor. So technically your doctor works for you. So you
Amen.
tell him how it's going to be.
Man,
And if he don't want to do it that way,
the
fire him,
firing. The
Mm.
firing.
you
That's
know?
right.
Fire
That's
So-
right. So, Dr. Clarenda, you are absolutely on spot on, and let's give her a hand
Yeah.
as the
Indeed,
ambassador
indeed.
on the
Congrats.
floor. You are
Yep.
really letting them have it. You know
Yeah,
what?
I need a
Congrats.
vacation now.
Good
Yes.
job.
After these last 2 days, I need a vacation and I
You
got
need
to
a
work
vacation
tomorrow.
now.
I'll be ready for the weekend.
But you know what?
Congrats.
I will say this. I always remember, the scripture that says, one shall set 1,000 to flight,
Yes,
two shall
yes.
set 10,000 to flight.
10,000 to flight.
Because every time, you may not think somebody's listening. Sometimes they'll act like they ain't even listening to you, but they're listening. They might not apply the point until
Mute
later,
yourself,
but
Mark.
they may bring that home with them, and they're going to think about it. You planted a seed. That's the whole point. Sometimes you have to challenge, a lot of what we're hearing. And hey, make if someone says you need medication, you got to hold the feet to the fire. Why do I need this? And is there any other alternatives? So thank you so much for keeping that on point, Dr. Clarenda. We appreciate you so much. All right. All right, let's see who else we got there, Big B.
Anybody else? Anybody
or
else?
else we're gonna go to the questions Q&A.
Okay.
This is
not a testimony, but Grand Rising, everyone.
All right,
Grand
Nita.
Rising,
All right,
Grand
Nita.
Rising. Mhm.
Maybe it could be a testimony because
Here
I
comes
had
the
to
sleuth.
somewhat fight today, and this fight made me decide I'm going to become an ombudsman here
Okay.
in Florida. I did do it a little when I was in Philadelphia, but
Mhm.
my husband being in the facility, I said I have to be one.
Mm.
Because I had to fight for him today because of things they're doing and people not getting in touch with me. And, I'm leaving messages, and I had to speak with a nurse practitioner, psych nurse, which they did a psych eval on my husband and put him on medication, and I knew nothing about it.
Mm. Mm.
So, yeah, and I decided, okay, I even wrote down the number. I said, okay, I got to volunteer and become an ombudsman because these poor people need advocates. On the weekend, Sunday, I was there visiting my husband, and the weekend nurse came in, and I was talking to her about some things, and I told her, why wasn't I notified about certain things that happened? I said, there is nothing that should be prescribed or planned for my husband unless you talk to me first.
All right.
Mm.
And my
Mhm.
husband was sitting in the room there, but he has some cognitive issues, but you just mentioned something. You never know who's listening.
Yeah.
Ooh,
My
you're right.
husband was listening.
Mhm.
I didn't realize he was understanding because I was talking to her and I was very nice with my words, but I was strong with my words that this is what has to be done. She
Mhm.
even went and got a note and put it over his bed that
Mhm.
call me with anything, any changes, you call me first.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then we were in there talking for a little bit. And then when she left, my husband kind of peeked out to see if she was gone. And then came close to me, pulled his wheelchair close to me, and put his hands on my knee and said, "You kicked so and so." So
I know that's right. Well, but that's bow tie.
You
Check the
bow
bow
tie.
tie.
You cook the booty.
Bow tie.
goodness,
Bow tie.
I said, but Charles, I was just speaking up for you.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
said, no one. And I just urge that people don't let anyone, and it can be
Yes,
done in a
yes.
nice way,
Yes,
Yes.
because what they want to do and what they're trying to do is chemically restrain my husband.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
about that, boy.
Oh, and I have to become, I'm going to call tomorrow and get that started because I have to become an ombudsman so I can speak up for these people in long-term care.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'm
And
glad to hear
Nitha,
that.
let's
That's
give Nitha a
important.
hand.
That's
Nitha, let's
important.
come off mute for Nitha. Thank you
Indeed.
so much.
Congratulations.
Great
Congratulations,
job.
Ethan.
Hey, Nitha.
Congratulations.
That's what's up.
Nitha.
Indeed.
Great job,
Indeed.
Miss
Indeed.
Nita.
Good job. Good job.
Yes. And Nitha,
And if anybody ever have any questions about anything,
Congrats.
I put my number in.
Great job, Lita. Great job.
Please
Mhm.
call me. I did
Mhm.
have someone call me a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't much we can do because his father is of sound mind and he wants to do what he want to do. And he said, we tried everything. He figured I'd just call you just to back up what I've already been told. I said, call me.
Yeah. And that's the good part about that, Neitha, is that, like you said, you hold their feet to the fire.
Yes, yes.
There's nothing wrong with being stern, but still fair. Those are questions that we have to ask. And sometimes, maybe people traditionally said, they don't question the doctor or anything. I always tell people, ask questions all the time when they come in my office. That's why I'm teaching all the time, because the better informed decision you make, the more information, the better informed decisions you can make.
Amen.
So always make sure that you ask questions. Don't leave. If you're not sure, stop. Make sure you get that information, that question that you have. Don't leave. They said, you remember Big B, we say there's no dumb questions.
There's no dumb questions at all.
What's the only dumb question?
The one you don't ask.
There you go. There you go. That's right. You got the one you don't ask, because somebody usually else is having the same problem.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, never feel that you and especially even with this platform here, we want you to feel comfortable about what you're asking questions. And if we don't know, we'll try to get it for you. But when you stand for your doctor, stay on top of that. So thank you, Neitha. We appreciate you.
Yeah, the only way we gotta know, fam.
And they will. They'll try to rush you out. And when they try to rush you out, you have to stand firm. And if they refuse to answer your questions, tell them, well, I'll just have to probably find me another provider because you're not providing for me.
Yeah, that is correct. Or your questions are not being answered. I'm not satisfied with that response. It's easy to say, I don't agree with that.
Amen.
That's a powerful statement when you can say, I don't agree with that.
Yep. They also got to remember, family, that people can't read your minds. You sit there like this, they can give you anything they feel like.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So just stand up.
Yeah.
Go ahead like me.
It's also easy to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
If your doctor doesn't know and they're afraid, they're trying to make up some BS to give to you. I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. Over the years, there've been plenty of things I didn't know. I told my patient, you look it up from your end, I'll look it up from my end. Let's get back together in a month and see what we can figure out.
That's right, because that's your team. That's supposed to be your team. Right. Your team is supposed to be communication. Communication is a two-way street. If there's only one way it's going, then that is not communication. That's a dictatorship.
That's exactly. Plus, nowadays, medicines change every day, guys.
Yeah.
And listen, bear this in mind. The majority of medicines are not tested on us.
No.
And I'll go there and I'll leave that alone. Okay. Because when you're working on the extension of man to go back to the original man, somewhere along the line, it don't work. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there's just one more point, and then we're gonna go to the next one. The thing that keeps in the back of my mind is that, remember, we're now stopped production with most of our pharmaceutical meds. All of them are made either in China or India.
Yeah.
Now, with that being the case, that's a problem, because if we don't look at it, we look at the real numbers. Did y'all know? Write these numbers down. Did you know that over 300,000 people die every year?
Have mercy.
Taking medication they did not even need.
Yep.
700,000 die of a procedure. That's 1 million people right there. So where can you get away with that? Yes, if you're not asking questions. Got it? So you got to stay on top of it.
Exactly.
Do the best you can. Stay on point. Get your advocates in order. Get your advanced directives. We talked about advanced directives.
Yes.
May have to do another class on just the advanced directives on how you can keep that and keep your family together. All right. So let's move on. All right.
Any more testimonies?
Queen.
Go ahead, Queen.
Hey, Queen.
Hello, everybody. My thing is, I went to dedicated seniors, and they had all the stuff they were to do. And my thing is to know my body.
Yes.
And to know that when it's doing things it shouldn't be doing. And I've been tired for almost 3 years, and they haven't reached it yet. And I got a new doctor, and I explained to her about Dr. Paul, and she was very impressed, and she agreed to all the things that he said to bring with, but for me to take. and she was very adamant about that. And the other thing is, my appetite wasn't good. I only could eat a little bit, and then I'll be full. Well, since I started with Dr. Paul's herbs and my pills, I'm enjoying my food better,
All right.
and I'm
Okay.
eating more, and I'm
Okay.
feeling better. Night before last, night before last, I fell. I was standing up to look for my cane, and I don't know what happened. I just fell over. And so Dougie insisted I'll go to the doctor. And last week I had a backward fall like that. And I went to the hospital, Abington, and they did all the tests. Everything came back fine. They told me just when I stand up to walk, don't just step out.
Right.
Get
Okay.
my bearings first and then step out.
That's right.
But
Take your time.
I'm coming to Dr. Paul, and we might have to talk. I don't like that feeling. I get like a wave in the head, and I was diagnosed with vertigo in 2010. And I don't know if that still hangs over every now and then. I get a funny wave in the head, and then I get sort of wiggly wobbly, and my feet are unsteady.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned with the tiredness and those funny feelings in my head and my feet. So I just want to say, but my appetite is good. I eat, and my elimination is good. I'm taking my water like I should, and my urine is just as white as the water almost.
All right.
So,
Go ahead now. Well, you go ahead
Queen.
now.
So
Go ahead, Queen.
my mother always said, if you're not gonna listen to the doctor, don't go to him. So I'm the obedient kid. Okay. So
All right, Queen.
help.
All right.
Queen, I want to take that Snapchat. I want to do the clip right there, and I need to play that over and over.
If you're not going to listen to them, don't go.
Don't go. Why are you?
That was her word.
Yes,
And
let's
the
give
other
Queen.
thing she said, and the other thing she said, when you go, make sure that you take that bath, because she was a nurse, and she said how some things happen. So bathe.
I get you. Yep, I heard that. I get that.
Yes. Well, everybody come off mute for Queen.
No doubt.
Queen has
Indeed.
spoken.
Congratulations, Queen. Keep doing the work. Keep doing the work. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm great.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you.
And Queen, just follow up with me, and we'll have a conversation. Me, you, and Doug, and we'll work it out. Okay, we'll find out what's going on. And but you keep keeping on. All right, you keep keeping on. You're doing it.
I want to do. I'm 94, but I ain't dead.
Girl, go ahead. Go ahead with your bad self.
Oh my God, go on. That's right. She said there's some things she wants to do.
I heard that.
I got to do.
I want to be like her when I grow up.
Go ahead with you, bet. I'm gonna be just like you, Queen. Come on now.
I got time for y'all. I got stuff to do.
It's a good place, and I tell you.
Well,
I tell people don't stay around old people if they're negative and all this stuff.
Girl, your mouth to God's ear.
Move on, because I'm a seasoned citizen.
Well,
and I'm grateful. I don't want to walk back. You know what? Don't you want to be? I don't want to be any other age that I am.
I know
that journey. It wasn't pleasant. I'm walking on.
That's
well,
right.
I heard that.
That's right.
I heard
That's
that
right. That's right.
I heard that right. See,
hey, you know what? They used to call it, my father used to call it stinking thinking. Your Paul, don't deal with no stinking thinking. You better keep it on moving.
You have to be around. If you have to be around the miserable people, go to sleep. And they say, "Well, you're no company." No, but
I ain't got nothing to say.
I'm not.
Don't be around miserable people. Go to sleep.
That's drop the mic on that one. She dropped the mic. Thank you, Queen. Everybody, let's give her one more hand. That's Queen. 94 years old.
Yeah,
94 years old. Queen.
One love. That's
Oh, man.
Awesome. Sunshine is 94, but in the shade I'm 70.
Go ahead.
What did you say, Queen? One more thing. What did you say, Queen?
In the sunshine, I'm 94, but in the shade, I'm 70.
Shut up.
No, that's right. You go, girl.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much.
Wait, we gotta take some notes done, and we got a book going for Queen Dr. Fitz.
That's right. That's right. The queen has spoken. This. All right,
All
let's
right.
see who else we got
Okay.
here.
Anybody else?
Can I get one
Okay,
more?
did you have something, Mark?
Yes, please. Thank you. I want to talk about oil pulling.
Yes.
I've been doing oil pulling for a long time because I got two teeth that needs to be pulled out, but I'm not ready to pull it out yet.
hmm
And I've been oil pulling. My question is, how long are you supposed to have the oil in your mouth?
Well, everybody pulls for a certain time. It's everyone builds up their own level. Some people can do 5, 10, 15. I know people that go 30 minutes or more. It's all based on what you can actually build up
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
The
So,
more
so
you do it, the better it becomes. It becomes a detox for the body. So just make sure, yep, you just build it up, and some people will
Start
take the
off slow,
oil
Mark.
and just
no,
keep it on going. Yep. So keep it
my,
on going, man. There's no
my
specific
question,
time.
my question is, I was wondering if I was keeping my mouth long enough, would it hurt me or not? I keep it in my mouth for about 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Okay,
You're
the
absolutely,
longer the better, right?
absolutely. The more you're
That's what I
pulling.
do.
Yep.
That's all I've been
Okay.
You
doing. The
know what's
longer the better,
amazing?
and it's working.
What they
Okay.
found was amazing when they went under a microscope and looked under what people were pulling out of their mouths. When
Ooh.
they
Yep,
looked at it, they were looking at live organisms coming out of their mouth,
Yeah,
man.
man.
That
that
was some
works.
serious stuff. So that means that it really works. It kills staph and streptococcus bacteria on contact when you do the
Hmm.
sesame oil. Sesame oil is one of the best ones out there. So keep it up, Mark. Just keep it
I
going, buddy.
will. I
Yep.
will.
All right.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Now, anybody else? If not, we'll go up to Camille up in the corner.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, Camille, you there? Just unmute and come on.
I want to
Grand
ask a
Rising, everyone.
Grand
Hi.
Rising. Grand Rising.
Awesome.
Question on prenatal pills. Do you have any suggestion on prenatal pills?
Sure. There's a list of what we call and it depends on the brand. We call them
Mm-hmm.
prenatal factors, male, female, um, prenatal factors, and it's all based on, I would always say get an assessment first. Therefore,
Mm-hmm.
we know what you would need. Are you in the process? Are you pregnant right now? Are you about to get pregnant? Are you trying to get pregnant or
Trying.
trying?
Okay.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. So remember, it's important that the male and female take
Yes.
both the same or
Yeah.
be on the same page.
Right.
Believe it or not, there's so much that has been put on the woman as if it does not happen that it was her fault, but it's not. There's a lot of men that it becomes the man's problem because he's not properly eating properly or he's not taking care of himself. She's usually doing right, eating right, on a diet, doing that. And he's out there, hey, I'm just drinking, doing what I'm eating, eating what they want to eat. So we bring you both together at the same time. And
Okay.
then we have male and female reproductive factors. We have herbs for men, and then we have herbs for women. Together, that's where we build the bond, raise that pH, and to make it a perfect environment for fertilization. Okay.
Awesome.
So I would
Awesome.
say, come on in, both of you come on in, sit down with me. I'll roll over all of the options and things that people have, if that's your choice. And then we'll talk about it. Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
Camille. Thanks so
Thank you.
very
Thank you,
much.
Camille. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Then let's go to, we'll do a question and we'll go up to Stephanie. Dr. Paul, why is it that people blame God for their diseases, especially babies being born with cancer? How would you explain that?
Well, you can't explain that. That's not for you to explain.
There you go. Okay.
That's God's will. Here's some things that I always think about. We don't know why things happen, why it may have been dealt a deck on that particular situation in the family. But sometimes, when you really look back at it, and I can only speak from experience in the families that I've dealt with, sometimes that may be that one person that may have that sickness or something, it brings a certain kind of bond into the family. It
Mm-hmm.
brings people closer. It's
Mm-hmm.
interesting how God works things out that, they may have a sickness, but guess what? That sickness has brought the family together
Mm-hmm.
closer in another way that it could never be before. So sometimes, that's God's will, that's God's will be done. But I would say not blame people for it. There's no blame in the game, of life. We just move on and, we thank God. I think you have to be thankful for
Mm-hmm.
that situation because sometimes it can be a blessing. And in most cases,
Mm.
it is. It's most of the time it is. Mhm.
Right.
It's also, if I may add real quickly, it's
Go ahead.
Mhm.
also it also is a time to increase people's prayer life.
Yep.
Amen.
Teach them
Yep.
how to pray, and it brings them
Yep.
together
Exactly.
in their prayer life. So
Yep.
sometimes things happen that we don't understand, can't explain. We're not here to explain it. We
Yep.
just got to trust God.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Trust God.
Amen.
Yep, because sometimes that may be what that family needed at that time, is to have a certain kind of unconditional love, and it may be to
Yes,
show
yes,
you
yes.
that child or that person that's sick may be making everyone have an unconditional love where there was no unconditional love before, and that's what makes it a powerful move. So
Hmm.
it's God. That's God's perfect plan. He works it out. It's always a plan. It's always a plan. Yep. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
All
Who
right.
else?
All right. Joyce watching on Facebook wants to tell. Can you tell her how to get rid of her mucus?
Mucus.
Yes, mucus.
Mucus. Top 10 toxic foods. Stay off those foods. Number one being dairy. No casein. No casein. No dairy. It's always going back to the dairy. I would say the yogurt, the ice cream, all of those things. The mucus is not a problem. Remember, mucus is the transient system for removing waste out of the body. So it's not bad. It's just a symbol of you're in a state of acid or acidosis. So top 10 toxic food, go to my website, www.drpaulherbs.com. Download the free giveaway, Mastering a Healthy Lifestyle. Get that booklet, top 10 toxic foods. Make sure, number one, you not doing any of those top 10 things, and make sure your water's on point. All right?
Okay.
All right.
All right, Dr. P. All right, then we'll go up to Stephanie, and then we'll come back over to for another question. Stephanie, Alma, you there?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Hey, Stephanie.
First of all,
Mhm.
I have three questions. One, what is a natural alternative to Tylenol?
Mm.
What is a herbal mix for antiviral that can build the immune? And what is the best eye care practice?
Eye care practice. Let's start with the first question. The first one, let's go back to that one again.
Tylenol, natural alternative to
For
Tylenol.
Tylenol.
Right. So remember, it's what you're using the Tylenol for most, of course, is pain. So when you look at pain, the first thing people move toward was what? The aspirin, right?
Yeah.
So with that being the case, there's one tree that's called willow bark. Not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. Willow bark actually looks like what? Y'all seen a willow tree, right? Looks like a what? A big old natural. Well, guess what? That bark, that's where the aspirin was mimicked from, was the willow bark tree. It's a calmative. It also it's anti-inflammatory. So a lot of people that would use the willow bark or any of the calmatives will help to reduce pain. Now, when you start to say what is a headache, it depends on what the Tylenol was for, because it could have been for a lot of different things. If it was for headaches or things like that, you got to start looking at your water. Is your water on point? If it's for some kind of a structural issue or pain or inflammation in the knee or something like that, you got to find out still, am I acid? I would start in those areas first before you move forward. Okay, so you really have to find out what do you need it for. But willow bark is one. Kava kava is another one. Okay, kava kava. Of course, you got any of the commatives that deal with, like I'm thinking of any that deal with muscle strains or muscle pulls, because sometimes people take it for that purpose. So the pine bark, any of that pine, remember the turpentine oils, those things like that. So those are the things that we look at. Okay, so it's kind of a loaded question, but that's what we look for. Now, second question.
What is a natural alternative herbal mix that will build the immune and for antiviral use?
Okay, that's we gave out for the last couple of weeks that list of all the antivirals. Did you get that?
No, I missed. I wasn't on.
Yeah. If you go back and Prophetess. I don't know if you
That
can
may have
post
been
that.
like 2 weeks
Big
ago,
V.
something like
No,
that.
it was last week.
Was
It was
last
last
week?
week. Yeah, I
Yeah,
gave it
I'll
out.
grab it.
Grab
Okay.
it, and Prophet's going to put it in there. And I gave out about, I guess, about 18, sort of like in a graphic
Yeah.
picture that I pulled. I grabbed this one, and I did. This is actually something that I saw online. This is not something I did, but this was actually one that I say. So I share the information. Elderberry, garlic, astragalus, turkey tail, oregano, olive leaf, sage, sambucus, rosemary, basil. All of these are antiviral. Okay, and they all build the immune system because if you clean the blood, you clean all the organs in the body because all the blood flows through every organ every 20 minutes. Okay.
What is safety? What's the safe combination of those? Any of them or
Well, the only safe combination is the safe combination for
For
you.
you. Yeah.
You got it? That's the only combination. I would say don't think that you have to mix them. These herbs are autonomous. They have been around for a billion years. They don't need a whole lot of help. If anything, I would say start with one and work with one at a time. Yep, that's what I would do.
okay.
Okay? So there's so many things that you can do. Yep.
Mm.
Yep. All right, and what was the last question now?
That's eye care practice.
Best eye care practice depends on what what you're trying to do. As far as for building the eyesight, or you're talking about, contrast, if it's focus, what's going on?
Well, not for me, but exactly, but strengthening eyes when eyes are tired.
Mm-hmm.
Use of overwear, abuse like strain from a lot of driving in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of things.
Well, there's
Eye
two.
strain
Right,
in the
right.
eyes.
So whenever you're doing that, there's a couple of things for eye strain. There are certain glasses that you can wear, like the ones that I have here. These are specifically for that I'm wearing right now. Are this specifically for the screens that I'm looking? I'm at multiple screens, so
Yeah,
they're
the
actually
blue,
you can buy these at places like computer stores and things like that. That helps with the strain on the
the
eye.
blue blocking is what
They're
you're
Yeah,
blue
blue
saying.
that's
blockers.
exactly
Yep,
right.
they're blue blockers. And
Yep.
there's some that have blue blockers but are specifically designed for computers, which is actually deals with another ray of light. Okay, so
Right.
that's one thing. Now, if you're talking about building the eyes, there's a couple of things that I always sort of go to. We've mentioned it many times here before: lutein and zeaxanthin. Okay, lutein, Lutein, and zeaxanthin, Zeaxanthin. And that helps in a lot of ways. There's so many different things that can be going on with the eyes, but you can find lutein and zeaxanthin also in things like cabbage, spinach, broccoli. You can find it in peas, parsley, things like that. You can find it in different things like dark leaf green vegetables.
Right.
So those are some of the things that you would do in that level, but there's a lot of eye formulas that are out there. Dr. Christopher's Eye Bright formula. There's Eye Bright. There's Eye Bright, the actual herb Eye Bright. There's so many focus. So vitamin A, any high levels of vitamin A, all those things are good. Okay.
Last thing, can Dr. Nitha please put her information in the chat? Because I would like to speak with her.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
Nitha,
yes.
she's there.
Nitha.
She'll put
Hey, Nitha, did you give out your number for everybody? If you
I
want to,
shall.
if
I'll
you,
give out the number for those on the phone.
right. Okay.
267-970-0342. My email is HARNITHA@AOL.com. My first name is Harnitha, last name Armstrong. So it's Harnitha and the initial A for my last name. And I will put that in the chat.
And
All
also,
right.
Stephanie, the cumulative herbs are in there that I mentioned before. There's also the valerian root, lavender, peppermint, and blue vervain. Those are
Right.
some of the other ones that are very used commonly. Okay.
Stephanie, let me remind you something. When you send in your request for a copy of the check, you know what? I have those things, and I can make sure if you mention it in the email when you send it to me, I'll make sure that I give you the whole list because we have it as a printout, and I can put it into that email for you. Is that okay?
Yes, that's wonderful.
All right, very
Mhm.
fine. All right.
All
All right, Dr.
right.
P.
All
Anybody
right.
else? Wow. Was that your last? Okay, I guess she's gone. All right.
Yeah.
Question from Karen before we go to Darlene, Dr. P. I have a question about cooking oils. I have a hard time finding olive oils that aren't from Italy. Is high oleic sunflower oil a good alternative?
Yeah. I mean, any of the oleic acid is just the fatty acids. That's all they
Okay.
are, and they're
Okay.
these are monosaturated fats. So
Right.
they're what they call double bonds and things like that. So those are just as long as it's unrefined. That's the key. Which ones did she say she has right now? She's doing which ones?
She didn't say. She just
not
said, "Oh, it
doing-
was hyaluronic acid."
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and she wants to know about safflower.
Yeah,
I wasn't
safflower.
sure.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, people have gotten an expression that seed oils are bad. No, not seed oils are bad. It's refining of the seed oils that are bad. So long as it's unrefined, your
That's what I
key is
said.
to be unrefined. If you don't know if it says unrefined on it, make sure it just says first cold press. Got it?
Mhm.
Or expeller press. Those are the key things that you look for. The whole concept is that I won't use any introduction of heat. I want to press this one time cold. So if I do it one time cold, it doesn't dissipate minerals because heat, if I were to pound or use a pounding process, I'm going to generate heat and therefore I'm going to lose the nutritional value because it's going to lose. Remember, heat disperses or heat tears down and destroys. Male, what principle is that, by the way? Is that male or female, by the way? Woo, is
Male.
this,
That's Mel.
Whereas
this
male
mic must
principle.
not been on, man. This
Mel.
mic must not
What's
have
that,
been
Dr.
on. Big B, did you hear the mic
Wait,
on?
wait,
I
wait,
don't
wait, wait.
know.
Mike must be out. Bang, 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 bang.
Do we have to go through a male female principle?
Man, look.
Oh,
Hey
okay.
guys, look, you know what?
Okay.
It boils down to the fact that we men is trifling because we always wanted to cause all the problem. Oops, did I say that?
Yes, men tear it up.
We tear stuff up.
And which way does the female spin, the energy spin, to the left or the right in the cell? Anybody?
To the right.
Female spin to the right.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, it got a little empty
Yeah.
on there.
It got
Sure?
empty there.
It got real
Female
empty.
spins to the right. Male spins to the right.
Male spins to the right or the
No,
left?
no. Female spin to the right. Male
spin to the left. Huh?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta give it up to y'all.
The
Let's give them a
female
hand. They
spin
got it right.
fast
They got
and
it
the
right.
male spin slow.
Yes.
Well,
Paul, this is a good way to
the male
remember
is
it.
fast. Male is fast.
Females are positive, males are negative.
Well, I ain't got nothing to say.
And the woman,
Neither
the
get off my
female is
phone.
So
always
remember that.
right.
The
right.
woman's
The
always
female
right.
is always right.
Always right.
right.
That's right.
So that's me.
That's
We
a
don't-
good way to remember it.
And
That's
that's
a good way
that's
to
like
remember.
in ballroom dance. The lady always starts with the right foot because we're always right.
Well,
Well, they're gonna keep going with this.
there you
one,
go
ain't they?
again, Clarissa.
They're gonna
You
keep
get off
going
my
with it.
phone
They
too.
gonna keep
Hallelujah.
All right, I got a special guest that has something to say. She wanted to sit with us for a little bit. Give us an explanation on some of the clarity of things like Reiki and also acupuncture, because there's a lot of myths, right, Dr. Eloise? A lot of times, people come in with preset agendas and, oh, this is what I always heard. Come on, break it down for us. Give us a hand, y'all. Give Dr. Eloise a hand, y'all, as she comes forward. Dr. Eloise,
Okay.
tell us a little bit about how
All
do we
right.
dispel these myths and things that we've heard. What's going on?
Yeah, sometimes um, I do hear concerns about the Reiki, so I want to try to break it down a little bit for everybody. Reiki is basically a Japanese healing technique whereby you use your hands. Can y'all see
Yes,
me
we
okay?
can. Yeah, we have you pinned. You have Aim speaker.
Okay. Yeah, it's basically a Japanese healing technique whereby you use your hands and apply very light touch for healing. You really don't even have to touch the body, you know, it is not invasive at all. And that's because, as you've heard, Dr. Paul say, and I've said it many times, we're really energy. We're really, as that song says, we're really spiritual beings.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
we are spiritual beings
Mhm.
having a human experience or a natural experience. So people all over the world have been doing this for thousands of years. They've been calling it different names. In the United States or in America, they call it laying on of hands.
Mm.
It's the same process. That's what Reiki is. And if you would just imagine, whenever you get sick, if your stomach starts hurting, automatically you just grab your stomach and start rubbing it. If you have a headache, if you bump your knee, touch is healing. And that's really what Reiki is based on its in its simplest form. Now, Reiki, well, myself, but because I'm a teacher, what I do is I start, well, okay, how can I explain this? This is it's kind of difficult talking about energy medicine.
Mm.
But as a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
what I will do is I'll start talking about the history of Reiki and things like that. But the main thing I want to get across to people is that when you're learning about energy, it's an entirely different process. It's not like what you're used to because we're talking about energy and we're talking about vibration. So, along with that, I do attunements, and attunements allow you to become more sensitive to that energy. Now, a lot of people are extremely sensitive to energy, but it's just that we've been told not to follow that or not to believe in that. Like a lot of times you have intuition. You shouldn't go someplace or you should leave someplace. That is wisdom. And that's something that you should always follow.
Mm-hmm.
So once we begin teaching, that's one of the first things I want to get across to people. That's one of the first things we do is to scan the aura. So I'll use my hand, and you can do that. You just scan the aura. The aura is the energy field. Some books say it extends as far as 9 feet from the body.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel to see where the blockages might be. And that's what we do initially. And most of the time, people are right on it. Somebody will be, scanning a body and they'll sense something on someone's right knee. They say, I feel something right here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a blockage of energy. I want you to imagine like a stream that's running freely and the water's just coming down and it's very clear. Over time, rocks and debris and trash might get in there. And so it causes a blockage. Then after a period of time, because it's not flowing the way it's supposed to, the water becomes what we call stagnant. And it's no longer fresh and it's no longer good. Well, that same thing happens in your body. As long as the energy in your body is flowing the way it's supposed to, it's nice and clear and things are moving. And that means any kind of disease, any kind of viruses, any kind of bacteria, it's just flowing right out your body, because your body knows how to take care of all of that. But if there's a blockage, and the blockages are caused by maybe some type of physical trauma, if you fall and hurt your knee, physical trauma people can really have an understanding about. But most people don't understand that emotions like anger, frustration, worry, grief, all of those things, they're things. That's not like it's nothing. It's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that also causes stagnation of the energy, and it won't allow the energy to flow the way it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a Reiki practitioner, I teach people to just basically identify those blockages, and then to just use your hands basically to remove it. It's been amazing to me on this spiritual journey because life is really very simple. It really is. It's not very complicated at all. And I think that's one of the most difficult things to get across to my students because we're used to over analyzing everything. And life is really very simple.
Mm-hmm.
And Reiki is really very simple. And I think, I would love to teach more people, and because it's like having your own toolbox in your hands.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
can travel anywhere in the world. If you have a headache, there's certain things you can do to just remove your headache, If your children, and I have a beautiful grandbaby, a little boy, his name is Jahari.
Yes, he showed the
baby.
baby last week. Yes.
Yeah.
He looks almost as good as me. Hallelujah.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. But anyway, I've used it on my grandchildren, and my grandson, when he was 4, he's 13 now, he would say, if he got sick or fell or something, he'd say, rake me, mom, rake me. So it's a very gentle, very easy thing to learn, and it's a very gentle and very easy thing to administer.
Well, Dr. Eloise, I think there's no better way for them to just give you a call and then have them come in and get assessment. How about that? So can you give them your information and how they can get a hold of you and how they can come in and check you out and learn these things? Because you are teaching practitioners also, right? You are still doing classes, right? Yeah.
Yes,
So
I am.
please give them the information so they know how to get a hold of you.
Okay, thank you, Prophetess, because I saw she put it in the chat
It's already,
already.
yeah, I was going to say it's already.
Right.
Yes,
It's there.
I have a new location now. I'm working at Greenhouse Wellness Center, and that's at 345 East Mount Airy Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
it
it is beautiful. It is.
Can you
mute yourself. Yeah, I got her. Yeah.
Can you repeat that address again? I thought I had the new address.
It's 345, which makes it very easy to remember. 345 East Mount Airy Avenue. Okay, it's really the intersection of Mount Airy Avenue and Ardley.
And make sure everybody go on mute. Everybody on mute. Make sure that you give the number out so those that are or by phone that can't, make sure you get that number out so they can get a hold of you also, okay?
Okay, it's 267-240-5109.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate you.
All
right.
Beautiful location.
Looking forward to coming in and getting my next Reiki session. I need it bad. I
I know.
I need a recharge.
I'm looking for you.
Yes. I'll be in. All right. Let's move on. Anybody have anything, Big B? Let's go on in the chat or
that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
That was one question from Cecilia. She wanted to know what you thought about the real ID. Is it a sign of the times?
Oh,
of course. It's a sign of the times, know. And if you don't know about that, that's the real ID. Everybody know what the real ID is, right? Okay, the real ID, it has to be on your license. It's like a
Yeah,
little
it
star on
has
the
a little
top.
star on the
A
license.
star on the license. And you need that update because you technically cannot travel by plane or, I don't even by bus, but I know by plane you're not going to be able to travel.
Yeah, you won't be able to go
Yep.
by.
So now it does not matter if you have
a
a
passport, you're fine.
passport. If your passport, you're fine. It's just something that if you rely on your major license for going and traveling and you don't have a passport, then you need to get that upgraded. So that's going to be, I believe, Big B, that was in May, right? I think the date is May.
May 7th.
Yep. So it's going to
That's
be
a
May.
deadline.
So it's, people are amping it up. They've been talking about it for about 2 years.
Yeah,
now,
actually since 2017 they've been talking about it.
Yeah, they've been talking about it a long time.
A long time.
So,
and they pushed it back and pushed it back and pushed it back.
And push it back. And finally they're going up there. So if you don't have it update, make sure you check that. Make sure you get it updated.
Yeah.
All right. I got some questions.
One other thing, Dr. Paul.
Sure.
Also, you need to be aware, everyone, that you cannot just go to any driver's license facility and get it. There is only one place in Philadelphia where you can get your real ID. So gather all your paperwork together and get yourself there.
Or you have to make an appointment. And I know in New Jersey, you have to make appointments. And by the way, they got on Thursday, they're going to have a special day on Thursday for almost anybody. But you still have to make an appointment. They're talking about thousands, is what they say. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to catch it yet on Thursday, so I can get a shot at it. But that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's almost like the last, everybody wait to the last moment.
Yeah, as always. That's exactly
You
right.
already don't want to go and stand in that long line.
Man,
I have the addresses, everyone. I can send it to the prophetess so she can put it in the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Paul,
Can you email
and
it to
you
me,
won't be able to
please?
get in any federal building.
Okay.
Either.
That's correct.
No
That is correct.
library, no Social Security, no federal building.
Yeah.
That's correct. That is correct. Thank you, Decolia. That's actually absolutely on point. Yep. All right. I had a question for y'all. We said male, female principle. We always like to kind of remind things that male, female principle is always active, just like with the balance of anything with energy inside of you. Ease is what in a state of balance, right? But when you're out of balance, that's where the word dis-ease comes from. That's where it is. So how about attaching every dis-ease that you know of with a form of imbalance? Have you ever thought about that? Think about that. So if I were to give you the one, I want you to tell me what's the other. We got one that's acid and we got alkaline. For example, which one is male? Which one is female? Everybody at the same time.
Male.
Acid is male. Alkaline is female.
Right. Alkaline is female, right? All right. What about vertical and horizontal?
Vertical is female. Horizontal is male. Y'all just want to lay around.
Well, let us pray, y'all.
I love it. I love it. I love it, man. Actually, vertical is male and horizontal is female. All right. Destruction and construction.
Destruction is male. Construction is
female.
They already know that.
They knew that one right away.
They get that one right away. Y'all males always tearing stuff up. All right. Systolic or diastolic? Which one's male? Which one's female? That means your pressure on the top number, your bottom number, diastolic. Which one is male? Which one is female?
Diastolic is female and systolic is male.
No, I think
systolic is female.
I think it's the opposite.
I think systolic is female. Diastolic is male.
It's male.
All right, who's gonna ride with that one? We got systolic on one side. Who says that systolic is actually female?
Yes.
Yeah.
And who says that systolic is male?
I said systolic is I said
yeah.
I said systolic is female and diastolic is male.
I flipped the coin.
Oh, the blood going in.
Herb said he flipped the coin because he don't know.
Herb said I ain't in
I'm
it.
confused.
I'm refused over here.
Actually, systolic is male principle. Remember, that's the top number.
Top
number.
yeah.
That's
The high number.
And when it
Diastolic
releases, remember, female is release, relaxation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Action, relaxation.
Yes.
That's easy.
Action is female.
Male.
Action is male.
Male.
It's
And
not as easy as you think it is. Yep. Action
Action
is what? Male or female?
Male.
Male.
All right. For those who are listening for the very first time, male principle is go. Got it? Female is stop. Got it? Go. And female is stop. Right? Male is tear down, destruction. Got it? Female
Demolition.
is build up, to nurture, to produce. Got it? So, yep. So, future and past. Which one's male? Which one's female? Future and then the past.
Future male.
Future is
past
male.
Female.
Good question.
Good question. That is a good question.
That's a good question, isn't it?
Male.
Yeah.
Future is
Future?
male.
Past female.
Future is female. She carries the future.
I love these answers. I love it.
Well, I'll take that.
That was a good one.
Do you ever think that they're kind of
I think it's a trick question. What about now? Future, past, now. What about the present?
That's the baby. All right, so future is the male, past is the female. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yes.
Give me the rationale.
Future meaning forward, moving forward. That's what it
Moving
is.
forward. That's a good one.
Yep. All right. Lower jaw, upper jaw. You got two jaws, right? Got an upper jaw, lower jaw. Which one is male? Which one is female? Come on, open your mouth and go like this.
Lower jaw is male.
Lower jaw is male.
The action, right? Wherever the action is, that's the male. Got it? You turn a light on, you turn it off. Which one's male? Which one's female?
On is male.
On is male.
On is male, off is female.
All right, I got one for you. Constipation or diarrhea?
Oh, Lord. Constipation is male. Holding on to it.
I'm staying out of that one. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Diarrhea is male.
Male.
Diarrhea is male.
Didn't come out yet.
Paul, where you get these questions from?
Come on, hurry up, answer that.
The same as diarrhea.
Oh, Lord. Have mercy.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Dr. Paul. Hurry up.
Y'all got me crying in here. All right, carbohydrates and fats.
Carbohydrates is male.
Fats is female.
Yeah,
Wait a
carbohydrates
minute, what
are
was the
male.
diarrhea? Diarrhea is male.
Diarrhea is male.
Male, yeah.
No, it's not.
No,
Actually,
that's the other way.
constipation is male.
Yeah, constipation. That's what I said. I was holding on
That's
to
not
it.
moving. That's not action.
Because remember, constipation means. Remember, now follow me now. Constipation means that everything has dried up. Got
That's
it?
right. No action.
That's
Action.
right.
That's right. That's
Well,
right, Neetha.
That,
No
that's
action.
brothers. That's brothers, Neetha. We're going to tell you.
See how you got to think about it a little bit? Yep, you got to think about it. Here's one that's interesting. Bright colors or dark colors. One's
Bright
male,
colors.
one's female.
Dark colored male.
Dark colors is
male.
male.
Now this one gets a lot of people right here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Bright colors and
When you
dark
think
colors.
about the peacock,
Bright colors is male.
Who is that?
Dark colors
Okay, say that again.
is
So
bright.
one at a time. So who said?
Bright colors is male.
Okay.
Dark colors is female.
Why do you say that, Nicole?
I say because of the peacock.
Well,
Well,
Who said that?
Oh, that's smart.
Color.
You know what?
say-
Who said the
I
peacock?
say
Who said the
that was
peacock?
summer, I believe.
Who
Most
said that?
male
Is that
and
Kamara?
Kamara?
color.
Kamara,
to win
did you
the
say that,
female.
Kamara?
Yes, I said the peacock. I think of the male, he shows his feathers and all those colors.
Yep,
You
I
are
agree.
Right.
you are absolutely correct.
I agree. Yep.
Go ahead with your smart self.
So bright
Only
colors.
on
Now,
Wednesday.
also remember
Come
now,
on, go ahead
the
with you.
brightest colors in the bird kingdom are males.
Males, that's
Got it?
right.
See what they're doing here. You got to think of
Call
God,
attention
not
to
to say. You
themselves.
got to see God because they draw attention away from the female to
Female.
protect them.
Yeah,
Yep, that's
exactly.
it. That's it. So that means that women, you should be attracted more to darker colors that will give you more it will actually complement you more than actually, believe it or not. But you can't tell a brother wearing an orange suit.
Oh God.
And I
Yes,
am.
yes. Oh man.
All right,
It's
let me
interesting
see. All right,
because a lot of them, a lot of the poisonous insects and bugs are bright colors.
yeah, that's right. So that's right. So one more. I got one more. Got one more. And that is science and art.
Ah,
Science and art. One's male, one's female.
science.
Science is male, art is female.
Science, I would say, is female.
Okay, so science. Somebody said what now? Say that one more time. Science is
female.
I say
okay.
science
Gloria
is
says
male.
science is female.
Female.
And Stephanie
No,
said
I say
it's male.
science is male.
Right.
Actually,
Okay.
science is male. Yep.
Yes.
Science is
And
male.
art
Art
is
is
female.
female. Yep. Art is female. All
Right,
right,
that's
that's
what I
enough.
said.
I just
That's what
wanted to
I
give y'all a
thought, but I
little
thought
that.
it was a trick question,
You
so I
never
reversed my
answered the
answer.
question about carbohydrates.
Yeah, I did.
You said
Carbs. Yep.
which one?
Carbohydrates is male.
Oh, okay.
Remember? Fats. That fats is female.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I figured we need a little break on that. I figured I'd give
Okay.
you that. I
Wow.
may drop one on you now and then, but
Okay.
yes,
Dr.
yes.
Dr. Paul, let's get Darlene before we get out of time here. Darlene, up in the top. You there? There you go.
Yes, I'm there. Hi.
All right.
This is my second time on the call. I mean, second time giving a comment or something.
Okay.
The thing is, I was trying different flowers. And I think he mentioned the cassava, Cassava.
Cassava.
Cassava, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, I threw out a box of pasta because it said it was made with cassava, and I thought it was good. But when I read the warning, it says it'll expose you to lead. So I threw the whole box out.
It said that the cassava was exposed to lead.
Will expose you to lead because it's a tuberous root that naturally pulls in lead from the soil.
Yeah, but that depends on where you get it from. See, you got cassava. When we are at the UN, okay, the UN has, and I have tons of studies on cassava. They told us that was the thing that they recommended that we would plant in those countries.
Yes.
Because it could be used for so many things.
And it's
delicious.
delicious.
It's delicious. The cassava leaf is what I love. You throw some cassava leaf and I'm done. I'm done. So because my wife is from Liberian heritage, so everything we have is Liberian, and that Liberian cassava leaf is excellent. Now the other name is called yucca. You may all see yucca. You may see it in the store, but it's like a starch in potato starch. Like it's they make flour out of it. There's a lot of things that you can do. It's a starchy root, and it's native to Africa and Brazil and a lot of different places. So it's very powerful. Did you know they can make even a fuel out of it? It's made as a fuel. Yep. So it has a lot of things, and they were saying that when you want to restart a country, they were telling us that's what the UN said. They recommend planting cassava, plantations to get your economy moving because it does so many things. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. One thing, just one, can actually do all of that. Yep. All right, good stuff. Yeah,
What I didn't know about is now with the eyes, I had cataract surgery, right? And here, I can see distance, colors, and everything. but here all of a sudden the one eye, it seemed like I'm starting to get floaters.
Mm-hmm.
So I end up talking to the surgeon, right? They gave me the eye drops, but I was wondering, like I said, I started eating up a whole bunch of carrots. Is there anything else to probably strengthen my eyes? That because I don't want to take any pills or anything like that. So something
Yeah.
naturally, I can use.
Well, you just asked two questions there because one is strengthening and the other one you said floaters. Okay, so floaters is something else. Now matter of fact, Ron had a testimony last week, right?
Last week, yeah, Ron DeSantis. Yes,
Ron
he certainly
DeSantis
did.
had it.
Right.
He uses the Dr. Christopher's Eye Bright formula, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. Dr. Christopher.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Dr.
All right. Yeah,
Christopher's.
I wrote that down. Yeah. So
Right.
he
So
has.
that's what he would use, but I would get instruction on how to use that. Okay. You can use that. It's in liquid form, so you can put it into a tea form. You could take it into your green drink, things like that. The lutein I just mentioned earlier today, lutein zeaxanthin. Okay. There's a lot of things for that that you can do for the eyes nowadays. So just yep.
And I can put it in the green drink.
Yep, you can put it right in the green drink. Everything can go right in the green drink. Yeah.
Okay, now even if I'm doing the 2 week on, 1 week off, and then the 2 week on and the 1 month.
Yep, it's all herbs, all food.
Dr. Paul, I'm sorry. She just mentioned the formula or the protocol for Golden Seal.
Yep,
right.
I know.
Yeah.
Yep, I know.
Right.
I know.
So I was just wondering if I was doing that, can I still put the new whatever into that?
Yep. Everything goes in the green drink. See, the thing is that you're not overlapping. Golden Seal, the purpose of what Golden Seal does is it's a natural antibiotic. And the eyes, matter of fact, the Golden Seal is actually in the Dr. Christopher's Eye Bright formula.
Okay.
So you're actually just enhancing the ability for Actually, it helps with the contrast. You can just take Golden Seal itself and you'll wake up one day and it's like everything around you is like super bright because it deals with antioxidant. It actually clears out and contrast. It gives contrast to the eyes. And the whole optical thing just clears out amazingly. So that's why they put it in the Dr. Christopher's formula. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was wondering on cloudy days I was still wearing sun.
Yeah, don't do that. Matter of fact, take the glasses off even on sunny days, y'all.
Yeah.
Don't have them too dark, right?
Strengthen your eyes, move them, work them.
Now there are what's called eye exercises also.
Yes. Well,
okay. If you know about eye exercises, you know about eye exercises.
Yep.
I just move from right to left and up and down.
Yep. There is actually, if you go online, you can punch in Google eye exercise charts. Okay. Eye exercise charts. And you can print them out. Okay. Exercise charts. And what you can do, matter of fact, if you could even do this, if you can punch in eye exercises exercise chart .pdf. Got it? If you do that, then you can go to websites that actually have already put together charts. So it'll have like designs, and all you do is just follow the design, and you do that 3 or 4 times, and keep it on a regular daily thing, and it can strengthen your eyes. Yep.
Okay, then. So it's eye exercise eye charts .pdf.
No, eye exercise chart.
Okay.
.pdf.
Yeah.
Right. If you go in there, you can just punch that in Google and it'll pull up, and it will be under images. Usually you can see different ones, and you just follow the lines. All you do is follow the lines, and you can print them out.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right.
And Dr. Paul, I can definitely testify that the Dr. Christopher's eye wash and washing my eyes out after a couple treatments, because I had floaters, they were gone and they've never returned. But I do an eye wash. I do Dr. Christopher's every week, once a week.
Yeah. And you know what? There is a chart. I'm looking at a
All right,
chart here.
darling.
For those who have issues with distance, some form of astigmatism, that actual what's happening. There is a chart that looks like a circle. You ever see this?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a spiral. If you see, that's the best one for that, for distance, because you're getting, the eye in shape. I wish I could, you know what? Maybe I can show this real quick. Maybe I can show a real quick chart.
How about for close up? Because now sometimes, like I said, I can see distance really well,
Mm-hmm.
but then close up, I have to end up grabbing the other
Mm-hmm.
glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Yeah,
you say
all of
what
these.
causes the floaters, Dr. Paul? Because I get them and then they go away. Every now and then I might get one, then they'll go away.
Yeah, you got to watch it because it could be parasitic. Yeah, could be parasitic. Yeah.
One eye. It's only
Mm-hmm.
in one eye that I get the floaters, and it's like really faint. And then sometimes, when I close my eyes, it's almost like little white pin dots.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So you definitely need to keep flushing the eye. That's what you want to do. But also, I would do it not only with the eye wash formula that we talk about, but also I would do a para cleanse also. So that's check out my the eliminator, the parasite cleanse. I was trying to see if I could pull a chart, but I can't seem to find a chart right now. But with what you're doing, you have to just make sure that you're doing these exercises. Consistency is the key. You got to keep it doing every day, every night. Try to do something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, you can see some improvement. You can really see improvement. Did you know there was like these pen glasses? You ever seen these pen glasses? Anybody ever see the pen glasses?
Not quite sure what you're.
One with the little dots in it.
Yeah, I've seen those.
You ever see the pen
I
glasses?
see real good with them.
With 100,
Oh, like I had
a
them.
whole lot of little teeny holes in it.
Yeah, they
Are
got
you
all these
are you talking about pinhole glasses?
Yeah, pinhole glasses. That's
Why
correct.
I have
Like,
them.
yeah. So, for example, like if you have problem with distance, right? If you just take like say for instance you were somewhere and you forgot your glasses and you can't see distance, you could take a piece of paper, right? And take a pencil and put a hole in it. And I want you to hold it and look through that. It's gonna be clear as a bell.
How about that?
Well, Dr.
You
Paul,
can actually
a
ball
lot
up
of
your own hand and look through
Yes,
your.
you
Yeah,
can do it
just
like
throw
this. You
one
can
of
go
those.
like this. You can make a
Yeah.
real tiny circle with your face. Yeah.
Dr. Paul, I used
Yeah.
to 3 or 4 years ago, I used to wear my pinhole glasses every day, everywhere I go. I used to wear them because I originally would I usually have to I used to have bifocals,
Mm.
right? Ever since I was wearing glasses since I was in the fourth grade.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I noticed from 2008 up to now, when I started wearing pinhole glasses in 2008. Up to now, I walk around, I don't even wear my pinhole glasses anymore, but I don't touch my prescription glasses either. I haven't touched my
Mm.
prescription glasses in about 2 or 3 years. Only
Mm-hmm.
reason why I
Mm-hmm.
do that to get an eye checkup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't touch them.
That's
Mm-hmm.
good.
Mm-hmm.
That's great testimony right there. Yeah, because it's a lot of strengthening with the eyes has a lot to do with that. Eye strain
Right.
has a lot to
Mm-hmm.
play on that.
Mm-hmm.
Nutrition and eye strain. So what you would do is just exercise the eyes, give it plenty of nutrition. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Who else we
Okay.
got here, Big B? Are we about
We're
almost
we're
done
we're
here?
almost done. Brandon want to know how do I combat anemia, Brandon?
Yeah, that's a building the immune system. First the first thing I would say, in most cases with anemia, most people are not assimilating the nutrients, or if they're not eating the right food, but they're not assimilating. I would have to see them. They would have to come in for an assessment to see where their numbers
Okay.
are. And usually with that insulin resistance, I would show something on the RM3A that would tell us that they're not assimilating. That
Right.
means stay away from things that are what? Thick, creamy, things that are
And
Pour
pouring
pouring
slow
slow.
slow. Got
and
it?
pour
Stay
slow.
away
That's
from
it.
that dairy, all that stuff is just kicking up them villi and can't move.
Yeah,
Nothing
man.
can't move.
Yep.
Yep. So keep that in mind.
Dr. Walt, one thing, just a question. and maybe a comment at the same time. I remember we talk about we use the term modern medicine, right? And let me, Dr. Eloise, just kind of listen to me for a second. Hear old brother out. Do you remember back in the old days, nobody cut you to make you well? did they not lay on the hands? Okay, Eloise, Dr. Eloise. So my point is, back in the old days, all right? You know, there are things that sometimes we, as, how can I say this, in the fellowship of the brethren, you know where I'm going with that, right? Okay, we get real issues inside because we think it's spooky. You understand what I'm saying? And we place it off on the, what's the word, on the devil. So the question is, you know, does God heal? You got to ask yourself a question, you know, and you have to think about it. Listen, when you deal with your faith, you have to understand God said greater things that you do than I, that you will do than I. Ask yourself that question as one. Yeah, we know God did not fall to sin. Christ did not fall to sin. So greater things than we do by living a good life. So then how can we then help others? By laying on of hands. Just something to throw off what you think about. That's all I'm saying.
With absolutely, Big B, and with good intention.
My point as well. That's all I'm saying, my friend.
You have to have good intention when you land on it.
Can't allow your dogma to hold you down.
With good intention.
That's right. It's all based on intention.
No, with good intention that, you know, the person that's doing the laying on hands has to be just in tune to the person that's being healed. You know, to be experiencing and to believe that that person can heal. You remember when Jesus said, "Do you believe I can heal you?"
All right now.
Before he started anything, before I put my hands on you, do you believe? And he said, "Yeah, I believe." He said, "Well, put this on your eyes. Now go wash them out. Do something."
Yeah.
And then the boy can see. See there? That's right.
So we have to ask Dad. Just sometimes just ask Dad. Should I do this? And listen. You know, listen to your papa. That's all.
Yes,
that's real easy.
Well done, Big B. Well done. Well done. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before we go,
we got one more.
We got one more. And let me see this. Let me get on her real quick. All right, did you come on here with 9 questions? I hate to mess with my girl.
No, I'm gonna behave. I'm gonna behave tonight. I'm gonna be very brief.
Okay.
I just had to get on and tell you guys I'm fasting Ramadan and it's throwing all my equilibrium off, you know, because I'm sleeping and waiting for it to be time to eat. But I just had to come on and show respect and say this green drink is helping me tremendously.
Amen.
In the morning when I eat for sahur, you know, I have my green drink, and then it cuts the hunger down. And then when I break, and a couple of pounds have come off, not much, but a couple of pounds.
All right,
all right now. That's what I'm talking about.
That's all right, girl.
So I just wanted to come on and let you know that I really appreciate this green drink.
Well, God bless you, sis. I'll tell you, keep on doing what you're doing. You know, and remember, it's a meal replacement, it's a meal supplement, and it's a multivitamin. So it'll get you through. It'll get you through whatever you got to go through. All right. So thank you so much. All right.
All right, buddy. That's where we are, man.
That's a stealth. Big B, that was a stealth.
Again, one of those stealth ones. You know, all right, always got a stealth one. Kind of stuck in.
Thank you.
Thank you, all right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Well, that's where we are. We are at 9:05, my friend.
All right. So, Big B, tell them how we can, you know, be a part, how people can be a part of the family tree. You know what? You do so much, buddy. You know, they want to donate to you and to help with the production of, you know, with the posting and the editing and all that. Give them the information how they can get also the transcript of tonight's program.
You got it, Dr. Paul. And guys, and remember, he says about the transcript. When I said, if there's anything specific that you put it in your email when you send it to me. So if I have it, I'll make sure that I put it in there because he knows I'll try and catch it. If not, I'll run him down and make sure I get it.
Yes, you will.
So in order to make sure you guys get a copy of tonight's chat, you got to do what you got to send me an email. And that email is meccavideo@gmail.com. Again, meccavideo@gmail.com. And guess what? To continue to support the family tree, use my Cash App. That's $Bill Morgan, $BILMORGAN. And can use Zelle from the bank. That ID number there is MechaVideoComcast.net. Again, MechaVideoComcast.net. And of course, there's also what? We got the P.O. Box in Mullica Hill. That's Bill Morgan, P.O. Box 191, Mullica Hill, New Jersey, 08062. Bring your friends, bring your enemies, bring your friends. Well, everybody right here to the family tree.
All right,
yes, sir, buddy.
All right, family,
yes, sir,
put
buddy.
your hands together. Did you
Yeah,
learn
yeah,
anything?
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I just saw a friend of mine on here, Dr. P.
All right.
Thank you. Just joining us tonight, yeah, buddy.
All right.
Yeah.
We want to thank y'all for joining in, and we say we don't charge you with anything but just the truth. Go ahead and share that information. Let's give a shout out for Prophetess over there, aka
Fingers.
Thank you,
Fingers. Make it happen.
Let's see. Hold up. Let me get over here. Let's see the gallery. Where's Prophetess?
She's still there. I see it. She got her hands in the air.
Yes, give her a hand. Absolutely.
Yeah, girlfriend keeps us rocking. She keeps us rocking, Dr. B.
Yes, and without a doubt, let's give our host with the most Big B, Big one.
Buddy, yeah. Hey.
Big B. Thank you.
All right, my pleasure, family. My pleasure.
Y'all.
Thank you.
We don't charge you with nothing but the truth. Go and share this information. God bless y'all. May God keep y'all. And remember, if you're breathing,
yeah,
how about that?
Hey,
All right, Queen, I see you over there. Hey, Marcy, I see you. Come on, tap it out.
Uh-huh.
Come on. Tap it out. Come on. Go ahead, come on now. Bring it on down. Come on.
Yep.
Hey, Debbie. What's up, Debbie? I see you. All right, come on. What's up, Deke? Karen, what's going on? What's up, Val? What's up, Queen of David?
All right, now, tap it out now.
What's up, Rita?
All right, Queen.
Come on. Tap.
Tap it out, yo. Tap. Yeah.
Good.
Now,
Tap.
bring it on down now.
We're doing a little
Kick it down.
Qigong here.
All
Right,
right.
Marcy?
Let me hear it now.
Right.
Augustus O'Geese, bring it down.
Hey.
All right. Mike
All
William, bring it on
Good.
down.
Tap. Happy birthday to all those birthdays out here.
All right. Katrina, Tanya,
On the inside.
Agenda. All right, now, Von Guadalupe.
All right, there we
Gloria.
go. All right, we're going to clap it up now.
Declan.
Clap.
Pele. All right, now.
All right, this is a perfect song, too.
I know, right? Hey, one
Yeah.
hell.
Come on, Marcy, you got to sit up in your chair on this one.
Yeah. Tyra Booth. Yep. Oh, you
All right,
your question
got
about make sure you put it an email to me and I'll make sure to get your information out there too.
Come on, rub it down. Let's get some rub. Get some energy.
Yep.
Back
Wonder.
and rub.
Bam.
Back
Hey.
and rub. Back
Yep.
and rub.
So deep.
Back and rub. Get that heat
my
going.
man.
Y'all got that heat running. Back
Yep.
and rub. Back
All right, read that
and
show.
rub. All right, we want to take a
Now
little
read it
energy
with it,
right
baby.
now.
Read up.
Yeah, put that on there. Now rub it on down. Get some energy back. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Y'all feel that?
Now.
You
Yep.
feel that energy?
All
Oh,
right.
my goodness.
There's
There's a lot of energy in here tonight.
yeah, man.
DB. A lot of energy, buddy.
Hey man, they gotta keep that energy going so I can go half for next week. That's it.
Clap and
Now,
rub.
yep.
Clap and rub. Clap
Yep.
and
Now,
rub. Clap and rub and stop.
All right,
Do
now.
that top one. Keep that bottom
Yep.
still. If you can go like that.
Keep standing
come on,
tall.
keep
Needs a
doing
praying for you.
all that energy.
Arencia. Yep. All right.
Bless yourself.
Debbie.
Bless yourself. May God keep y'all. And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Family.
At Marseille.
All right, everybody bring somebody next week.
Yes, sir. Hey, remember, guys, once we post it, share it with your friends, your family, everybody. Because guess what? This information, you don't get any place else except right here at the Family Tree.
Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. All right, share,
Yep.
like, and subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah,
all
right.
All right, Queen, we'll see you soon, Queen.
All right, buddy. Yep.
Good sound.
Yep.
Oh, You gotta check your pulse, Big B.
Yep.
You can't feel this music. Better check your pulse.
All right now.
Count it on down. Count it on down.
Yep. All right now. I heard you.
That music. Wonderful.
All right, God bless y'all.
All right now. All right.
Hey.
You see you on the weekend, on the great hour.
6.
Yep. WUND Radio. 900 AM. 76.1 FM. Philadelphia. Right here.
And 1. Good night.
See you, everybody.
Blessings. See you on the weekend.
See you, Rita.
Yaron is in here. Yaron is in here. Go ahead, Yaron.
All right, now. All right. Yeah, buddy. Blessings, Doc.
Put Django on tonight. Put Django on here tonight. Yeah. All right, we'll see you, Big B.
Hi, buddy.
All right, take care.